I'm Bud Davenport.
And I am Doug Simon.
And you might remember us from having done very recently Gutenberg the Musical! Well, we're still working on the production elements of that, but it's going along really, really well. What did you say, Doug?
It is going along.
There's a road.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
But we were so moved from connecting with you, the audience.
It really helped, really.
That we wanted to do it again. Now, of course, we didn't write another musical, did we, Doug?
Of course not!
No, that would be crazy.
It is.
So, instead we decided to reach out into the musical ether, if you will.
Yes.
And select a show that perhaps has not been shined upon as brightly. What did you say?
Well, what show did you choose, Bud?
Well, I chose Dance of the Vampires.
But what is that?
It's a show about
yes.
vampires.
Well, it's right there in the title.
Who like to dance a lot.
Really?
But dance in musical theater also means a kind of conversation that two characters can have.
Characters. Now, there are many characters in this Dance of the Vampires, which I don't know very well, but Bud thinks it's great. So how will we tell the viewer which character is which?
I don't know, Doug. That's a tough one. What do you think we could do to show them?
I know! I'll use my action figure collection.
That's great! You have a lot of action figures.
I do.
A lot.
Yes. So I thought I would use them today to represent the characters in this show, Dance of the Vampires. Well, the main character is a girl named Sarah. What does she look like?
For the purposes of our experiment today, Sarah is going to look like this. So when I hold this up like this, hold her up like this,
You're
you'll
so
end
silly.
up knowing that I am playing the character Sarah.
Sarah, an important name that you're going to hear a lot. There are so many musical theater girls like Maria, but this one is Sarah. So let's get started. I'm going to read the stage directions, which are right here on the page in front of me.
We'll stop whenever we can to try to help fill out the picture that might be happening in your mind of the show.
Exactly, which is why we have set a sort of ambiance around today, since it is Halloween, after all. It's the 31st, a scary time, a time for vampires.
True.
All right, so let's read the stage directions. So, Act 1, there is an overture playing. During this overture, the gate of the Castle von Krolock, with its Von K symbol, appears in the dark, dank stage. It is gothic and evil. It opens like a big mouth, its grillwork resembling two vampire fangs. The gate spreads into a wide grin, and then an enormous red, kiss-like tongue slides out of it. And then we're into scene 1. Lights shift. We see Sarah and two girls, Nadja and Jaja. They're picking mushrooms in a shadowy wood. It is evening, and on the ground, there's a low mist.
Well, Sarah, you better come back. Children, come on home. It's late, children. Don't go too far. Oh, Sarah! Oh, Sarah!
The parents call for their children as mushrooms rise out of the ground, leading the girls deeper and deeper into the woods. Nadja.
Sarah, it's getting late.
Sarah, it's getting dark.
Just a bit farther, we'll be safe. And anyway, what's there to fear in a gloomy forest in deepest Transylvania 3 nights before Halloween?
I have school tomorrow.
I have supper tonight.
And there's so much, fog.
An enormous wave of fog completely covers her like a blanket. Nadja, stop eating the mushroom.
I can't stop eating! I'm so scared.
You don't believe those stories about the undead. This is 1880 something. And if there is something unusual out there, don't you want to see it? What are you, common peasants?
I'm common.
I'm a peasant.
It works for us.
Why would the undead bother 2 ordinary village girls and a simple, if beautiful, innkeeper's daughter?
That's true.
I don't fear the undead. I fear the unliving. Craven souls afraid to experience life.
Well, I fear the undead.
Come now, Naja, Jaja, let's all say a prayer. Angels arise as night must be falling. Radiant eyes stare down on us all. If the powers that be beyond our call, then angels arise as the night must surely fall. And for every pit of darkness there's a light so pure divine, and I ask you to protect me from those gasps and shudders and those shivers down my spine. A graveyard has come into view. A twisted tree, a headless angel, the walls of a gutted, burnt-out chapel. By the way, Doug, these are elements of ambiance.
Correct. I knew that word sounded familiar.
Okay. My goodness, it's the graveyard of the Castle von Krolock, 2.5 miles outside our village of Lower Belabartokovich.
Sarah, children, you must come back. It's getting late.
They're calling us.
10 more mushrooms, then we'll go home.
You know we're not supposed to go near the Castle von Krolock, the most dreaded spot in Lower Belabartokovich. God, these mushrooms are great.
Shh! Did you just hear something?
What did you hear? Sarah?
It's so strange. Every now and then, in the middle of the night, I hear a voice calling me.
Sarah.
The girls look around. Sarah pays the voice no attention. And I dream that I'm in a castle, rather like this castle, wearing a blood-red gown and dancing in blood-red velvet boots at a blood-red ball. What could it mean?
Bolsheviks?
Don't cry, Nadja.
I ate all the mushrooms.
Sarah.
A voice calling my name. There are things that must be magic, no explaining why or how. And there's every sign that once upon a time is starting here and now. A pulsing rhythm is heard as figures leap in the fog behind them.
Oh no! It's the undead!
Two girls try to run out, but freeze as if suddenly hypnotized at the edges of the stage. It is completely weird stuff going on as these figures run around stage through the fog. Sarah is transfixed. I'm here. And Sarah watches, fascinated as a figure dances. A second figure joins, and 4 more. It's like weird orgy stuff, half glimpsed in the mist. A vampire rave. Full on freaking out, dancing. They are crawling up trees and climbing down to the edge of the stage. The vampires swarm over the chapel and the gravestones. One of them crawls. One of them scrawls Carpe Noctem on a mausoleum as if his bare hands were a spray paint can. There's a thunderclap and lightning pierces the sky. The bloodshot sun expires. Tombstones levitate, and 2 of the male vampires carry out Nadja and Jaja on their shoulders.
No, I've got school tomorrow!
An enormous coffin blasts out from beneath the ground, shooting out like a rocket. The lid falls to the ground. The interior lights up so that Krolok is a shadowy outline. Help me, Almighty God!
God has left the building.
The dance climaxes in a pagan rapture.
Now, I want to stop for a moment and point out that this action figure is still inside its original packaging. It's very important to me because I've always wanted the actor, Sir Ian McKellen, to autograph it for me.
And one day he will, Doug, because we'll be rubbing noses with them soon enough.
I hope so. So when you see this figure in his beautiful red cape, it's my representation of the dreaded Count von Krolok, and now he's entering the narrative.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. So you're Sarah.
And you're Krolok.
Okay.
Take it away, Doug.
All right, bud, here we go.
You are perfect. How old are you, child?
I, 18 in 3 days.
At the total eclipse of the moon?
At the total eclipse of the moon.
On Halloween?
At midnight.
It's too good. And your name? Don't tell me.
Sarah.
I've been looking for an original sin. One with a twist and a bit of a spin. And since I've done all the old ones till they've all been done in. Now I'm just looking, then I'm gone like the wind. Endlessly searching for an original sin.
Turn around.
I've been waiting for you since you've been born. I've waited patiently, but not for long. And since I know all your dreams, I understand what you need. And when I call you, you must go where I lead. Your dreams are so hungry, it's time now to feed.
Turn around.
So I bless you with my curse. There are ties you must not sever. You'll be better when you're worse. You must die to live forever. I will show you the depths of the night. We can never go wrong. Together we will take it to the end of the line. My love is like a shadow on you all of the time. And since I know all your dreams, I understand what you need. And when I call you, you must go where I lead. Your dreams are so hungry, it's time now to feed.
You're so touching his cheek. Cool.
A very low metabolism, a special diet.
And that accent.
Accent? Sarah, on a cold winter night, would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red roses?
Transfixed. As if mesmerized. Will he offer me his mouth?
Yes.
Will he offer me his teeth?
Yes.
Will he offer me his hunger?
Oh, yes.
And does he love me?
Sarah, would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red roses if he did not love you?
So, what are we talking about exactly? What do you want?
Well, what every creature wants. A mate for all eternity. I want a queen.
In return for...
I will give you a little taste.
They embrace. Which we could kind of like that. It's a funny book.
Okay. And that was just a taste?
How do you feel?
A bit drained, but good. Very good.
He sings, very high-powered.
I've been looking an original sin.
One with a twist and a bit of a spin. And since you've done all the old ones till they've all been done in, then you'll go looking and you're gone like the wind, endlessly searching for an original sin.
But listen, dawn approaches.
That was a short night, and yet so full.
I will return for you, Sarah, at the total eclipse of the moon. Until then, here is a nice sponge for you to take into your bath. Lather and remember me.
Krolok and vampires and coffin all vanish in the mist.
How?
There's every sign that once upon a time is starting here and now.
Perfect. I'd like to talk a little bit about my accent, if I might.
I think you're going places with it.
Thank you.
Very, very far away places, which is the character.
You know, I don't know where Transylvania is, but I imagined it was someplace near Amsterdam, because I saw it once on a map.
And they all have very similar roofs.
That's right. Speaking of roofs, I wanted to talk a little bit about what you're looking at right now in front of you, because it is Halloween. So I wanted to show them a little bit of some of our decor. They are also like action figures, as in they're the only things that I have that won't leave me.
And remember, Doug, they also help establish ambiance. Our word of the day, it seems.
Yes, and that is a crystal ball right there, which I believe will tell us the future not only of Broadway, but also our own lives, bud.
Very exciting.
It
now,
is.
I would like to take a moment, if I may, Doug,
Okay.
to talk about something that may not have been caught by the audience, and I feel like it's very important to make sure we highlight this.
Yes, we want to point things out to an audience.
Yes. Now, much like our show, this show also approaches something very serious. And now what that is, well, everyone knows that vampires aren't the majority of people.
Not most
No.
people are vampires, that is true.
Not anymore. So, this show deals with minorities, like vampires, and those who suffer from minoritism.
That's correct.
Which is a very real thing.
It is. We tried to use that as a rhyme in one of our lyrics, and it just didn't work out, but I'm glad we get to bring it up now while talking about Dance of the Vampires.
So it's important that this show deals with an issue the way every show should.
You know, we didn't write this show. No.
No.
But the fact that it deals with issues proves that it connects a lot to our musical,
Gutenberg
the musical. So here we go as we dive into Act 1, Scene 2. There's an inn. It's towards sunset, and there are peasants who are completely draped in garlic. We meet Chagall, an innkeeper, Magda, the barmaid that he's sleeping with. He's constantly clutching at each other. And Rebecca, Chagall's wife, is there with Boris, the Cockney busboy. They are singing a song about garlic.
Garlic, garlic, the secret of staying young. Garlic, garlic, that's why we're so well hung. What's strong is getting stronger, what's long is getting longer. With garlic on your tongue, with garlic on your tongue.
The music ends, the door flies open, and a Bronzius enters. I am a Bronzius of Heidelberg, and I seek the village of Lower Belabotakovich.
Murmuring amongst themselves,
A stranger, a stranger, a stranger. I can't believe a stranger.
Rebecca, we have a stranger. What do we do?
what do? We're an inn. We take them in. We sell them something.
Okay, we sell him something, but we tell him nothing.
Especially about the... you know...
Alfred, are you there?
Alfred enters. He's writing in a journal.
I'm right here, Professor.
Peasants say, another stranger, another person has entered the narrative.
Journal of Alfred Harker, October 28th, 1880 something, 6:02 p.m. We have arrived in a village.
Obviously simpletons. Obviously simpletons. At your service, gentlemen, Chagall, ethnic innkeeper. Abronzius, German vampiricist. And Alfred here is my faithful factotum.
Factotum?
If that means what I think it does, they can leave right now! Mr. Chagall, is this the village of Lower Bela Bartokovich? Alas, good sir, I have said too much already. But you haven't said a thing. Good point. Well, my lips are sealed. Everybody's lips are sealed. My wife's lips are sealed, especially. Magda's lips are also, unfortunately, sealed.
Murmuring amongst themselves.
Oh,
My
murmuring
lips are
and
sealed,
lips are
my
sealed.
lips are
I
sealed,
guess
my
my
lips
lips
are
have to be
sealed.
sealed. I don't have any
Really, I don't
choice,
have-
really.
What's this? A postcard that says, "Greetings from Lower Bela Bartokovich." All right, smarty pants. You're right. This is Lower Bela Bartokovich.
6:03 p.m. It is the village of Lower B-E-L-A.
Mr. Chagall, is there a castle nearby?
Castle. I can't believe you're looking for a castle. There is a lot of real estate around here.
Perhaps the castle of Count von Krolok?
That monster, that devil, that fiend.
Well said, Alfred.
Excuse me, sir. There is a castle.
Boris, go polish the goblets. You see, sir, there is no castle, but we do have Boris, a village idiot.
No. The Castle von Krolok. You go up Kafka Street and there you go.
The peasants usher Boris away violently.
Our village idiot, Boris, must be going now. You see, he's not our only village idiot. He's the idiot also for the next village over. Well, that man seems to know something. Of course, he's an idiot savant. Rebecca, get the gentleman's bags.
Bags.
Boris?
Just trying to help.
Boris slouches out.
Mr. Chagall, I'm curious about all of this garlic.
He's talking about the garlic. He wants to know about our spices. I can't believe it.
Stop doing that.
Villagers abruptly stop muttering.
Oh, I can't believe he's talking about the garlic.
Sunset! Get to your homes, lock your doors, bar your shutters, save yourselves for God's sake! The peasants exit, tumbling out of the inn. Then, total silence.
Your village seems to fear sunset. It's the wolves, sir. They can be devils at times. The devil needs to be invited in.
There's a knock at the inn door.
Knock.
Madame von Krolok enters, a forbidding old woman draped in black. Good evening, Mr. Chagall.
Chagall, Rebecca, and Magda all bow low to the ground and stay bent in fear.
Madame von Krolok.
Have you any silk, Mr. Chagall? Blood red silk, suitable for a ball gown.
Of course, Countess. Rebecca, get the silk.
As Madame von Krolok's eyes come to rest on Abronzius and Alfred... Such busy times in the village.
Sarah is heard from off stage, singing her theme. We'll work on it.
Okay. Sarah. And then she has a birthday soon, has she not?
In 2 nights.
At a total eclipse of the moon.
Indeed, but she has been ailing, madam. She's anemic and feverish.
She's been acting so strangely since she wandered into the woods. Foolish child.
Did you hear, Alfred? 2 of her friends even disappeared.
My Sarah, my jewel, my prize.
I have traveled the world and rid it of vampires. That's right, vampires. From Vladivostok to Virginia Beach. And still my colleagues mock me. They strip me of my tenure, even my locker, and my cafeteria pass. Well, let them. There's only one vampire left in the entire world, and I will have him, the Count von Krolok.
That monster, that devil, that fiend.
Thank you, Alfred.
But, good sir, there's more than one. You know, there's a whole pack.
Please don't interrupt me, madam. But, sir, what makes you think you have, vampires? Let's all just say the word, shall we, everyone?
Vampires. Just say the word vampires.
Through a process of simple deduction, for where there is smoke, I know there's a campfire. Where there's a fear of sunset, I know there's a vampire. You think I haven't got a clue? Your cringing makes me weary. It's time I introduce to you my fundamental theory. Logic, the world is based on logic. When I was but a little tot, sitting on my mama's knee, a visionary thought I got as pure as trigonometry. It's logic. The answer is logic. So to Heidelberg I traveled at the tender age of 7. All my courses I unraveled by the time I turned 11 using logic. I became pedagogic. My reason's clear, my thinking's firm. Evasions won't delude me. This early bird will get his worm. You simply can't elude me. Put me to the test and you will find you can't mess with this professor's mind. With a logic unmistakable in rational reality, your stubbornness I'll shake and break your confidentiality. My skill is unsurpassable, my thinking truly awesome, yet I do become irascible with people playing possum like you do. Oh, his thinking was so logical, it caused a revolution. He was named a demagogue of pedagogical pollution, and his theory is so radical, his sermon is far-reaching, that a permanent sabbatical now keeps him from his teaching what is true. You may be a simple pigeon, but to fly like a toboggan if you only had a smidgen of the knowledge in my noggin. I'll deduce your toughest query while I execute a high kick and elucidate a theory with a logical mosaicon like you. I've been sticking out my neck with such impeccable detection, with deflecting all the direct you inflict in my direction. I came all the way from Heidelberg to undertake my final quest, save your pseudo saddlebag, or do my level hazmat for you. And that's good and true. Oh, I love that part. It's so much fun.
Wow.
You know, playing a professor makes you feel smarter than you actually are.
Yeah, that costume goes skin deep.
It really does.
Yeah.
So now Boris is back. Watch out. He's a lackey.
The music ends. They exit up the stairs, spooky underscoring and the howl of a wolf as Boris enters carrying 2 heavy bags. Boris, get the bags. Boris, toss the slops. Boris, sing us the ring of nebulums. Hello? Hello? Is that you, master?
Oh, a bat flies in, squeaking loudly.
Boris is transformed into a hissing, leering madman. His hands curl into claws.
Yes, master. I will obey, master. Could you squeak that by me again, master? Yes, master, your will is my own.
A Bronzius appears at the top of the stairs. Boris?
Command me, master.
I'm going to need my bags.
Yes, master.
I have my entire reference library in there.
Indeed, master.
Good man, if somewhat strange.
A Bronzius exits. Cackling madly, Boris tosses a Bronzius's bag into the fireplace. That was naughty. Command me, master.
Think about that. His entire reference library has now been burned. Anything could happen. And what's going to happen next is Act 1, Scene 3. We're now in Sarah's room.
Real exciting now.
There's a bed. There's a window which has been shuttered, and a steaming hot bath. Sarah is preparing to bathe. She's doing a slow, erotic striptease. Well, more erotic than that. There's orchestral accompaniment as she climbs into the tub, and she sponges herself with Krolok's special sponge. Alfred enters from the stairs and says,
6:26 p.m. We are headed upstairs to meet Sarah.
Abronzius, Chagall, Rebecca, and Magda all enter. Musical pulses continue underneath.
Sarah, For shame, bathing naked. What's next? I'm not ashamed.
Mr. Chagall, it's just as I thought. The girl has been bitten by Homo vampiricus.
That monster, that fiend.
I can see the hickey from here. Alfred, go get the girl into bed.
I'm sorry?
We have to repurify her blood. For if she isn't transfused within 24 hours of being bitten, she'll turn into a real peach.
She'll turn into a peach.
No, a vampire. Luckily, I have a transfusion thingy in my satchel.
Would you hand me my sponge? I love my sponge. Dabbing herself with the sponge orgasmically. Oh yes, yes, yes. Cover me in suds. She gets into bed, and to Alfred she says, "There's room for two. Want to join me?" She sings her theme. I told you she was acting strange.
You've just been off the game too long.
Yes, thanks to you, you Bulgarian slut. And stop that filthy music.
The orchestra goes silent.
Very well, that was awkward. Now, here we have one transfusion thingy.
In a trice, Abronzius has set up a very large transfusion machine out of his very small satchel. It looks like a miniature mad scientist lab with tubes and candles and pumps.
Alfred, your arm, please. I will need a pint of your blood.
So, Professor, she isn't a,
Hooks up Alfred and Sarah via the transfusion machine and then says,
Vampire? No. But she is tainted and dangerous. She is what we call a hemi-demi-semi-vampire.
Why are you crossing yourself? You're Jewish.
Oh, it's a backup. To be a total vampire, one needs to be totally drained and sucked dry as a prune of every drop of blood in one's body and be utterly, finally, completely undead.
Thank you. Writhing feverishly and orgasmically on the bed. Why are there no clubs in this town? Why are there no magazines?
She's falling asleep. Excellent, but this devil is going to be after her. For an ancient prophecy says that if a virgin by the name of Sarah is bitten at the total eclipse of the moon on Halloween, 1880-something, she will become queen of the vampires and rule the world.
That's complicated.
Never mind, never mind. Mrs. Chagall, hang this cross around her neck. Magda, hang these garlic strips around the room. Oh, shouldn't we all be draped in garlic? No, garlic is an old wives' tale. It's useless on your person against, vampires.
Boris enters, now dressed completely in black leather, with a Von K symbol on his back. Yes, master.
Would you drape this orange and black creepy paper around the room?
Yes, master.
And also set out this pumpkin.
He takes a carved pumpkin with a lighted candle inside it from his satchel.
Mr. Chagall, you can go outside and seal the windows with silver nails using this Bang Bang Maxwell silver hammer.
You can't go out in the dark.
For my prize, my jewel, I would do anything. But first, I must help Magda. Boris, hold these nails.
Yes, master. Boris upends the bag of nails and eats the nails like candy.
"What is he doing?"
Merciful gods, how could you let this angel be tainted?
Don't worry, my boy. She's becoming the incredible virginal girl that she was before. See? The punctures on Sarah's neck are disappearing even as you bleed.
A girl as beautiful as she, I have never seen. A girl as beautiful as she, so disarming, I have never ever seen. There's nothing, never been a night like this since my life began.
The things I do for just one kiss, I might never understand. I'm too excited to count sheep, I'm awake, yet I dream. My heart's ignited with a deep burning ache, and I dream a lovely dream, a lovely dream.
The transfusion machine is going full blast, candles glowing, and a bladder on top inflating phallically. Light up the machine forms a gigantic red heart between Alfred and Sarah.
I wish I have a night like this, 'cause it makes me mad. Oh, Magda, a maid as beautiful as she I have never ever had.
I'll never have a night like this, and it makes me sad. I used to have some nights like this.
I miss what we once
what
had.
we once had.
I am delighted heaven sent you to start something new. Nothing was ever sent for me. I try to fight it, but I can't. For my heart longs for you. Fantasies come true.
Fantasies come true.
The music ends, and Abronsius folds up his transfusion apparatus. Chagall kneels at his daughter's bedside and says, "Sarah, my diamond, my pearl, I'm going out now to risk my life for you. But you rest. Worry about me only a little."
Chagall, Magda, and Rebecca exit quietly.
Well, Alfred, do not leave this girl alone for a second. You must guard her with your life.
"I will, sir."
I shall be in the toilet.
Abronsius exits. Where am I? Who am I?
"You're Sarah, remember?"
I'm so ashamed of myself, and I don't even remember what I've done.
Sarah, what a beautiful name.
And what's your name?
I am Alfred.
Alfred. Well, may I call you something else? Jonathan, perhaps?
Well, you can call me anything you like. For now, my blood is part of your blood.
We have a mystical marriage.
Yes.
A union of our separate essences.
We are one, if still legally two.
I have always felt I was two people, one who openly thought and one who secretly desired.
That we are three, possibly four.
Perhaps it's because I live in a mixed family, a Jewish father and a Catholic mother and an agnostic barmaid. But why are you here?
I am on a mission to rid the world of a monster! For there is an evil after you, Sarah!
An evil? What sort of evil?
It's ridiculous! It's fairy tales! It's the boogeyman!
Sometimes we need the boogeyman, but you're not afraid?
I don't fear the undead. I fear the unliving, craven souls afraid to experience life.
Why, I said exactly the same thing. Do you keep a journal?
Here it is.
Here's mine.
Wow, you're on page 342?
You're not in mine yet. I love you, Jonathan.
Who? Oh, yes, that's me. I love you too, Sarah. Oh, come home with me to Heidelberg.
Heidelberg, it sounds heavenly.
Lord, if I ever fall in love, let it be just for me. Lord, if I ever fall in love, let it be as someone as glorious as he.
Sleep, my darling, and may all of your dreams be golden.
Sarah and Alfred fall asleep. Boris appears behind the curtains and rips down the creepy paper, takes down the crosses, and smashes the pumpkins. Yes, master, she awaits you.
Scene change. Well, we have met some characters, haven't we, here? Now, if you've ever seen a vampire movie, and who hasn't, right? Who
They're
hasn't seen-
everywhere.
There are so many
Sleeping
vampire
Dog,
movies, I know,
everywhere,
everywhere. Some of them
everywhere.
even glitter on occasion.
Right.
But if you've ever seen a vampire movie, you realize
Right.
that a lot of the main characters are pulled from the source material. A character like Boris, for example, I find him fascinating because he's like a character named, I think his name is Fieldman.
I feel like I have seen him before, Doug.
You have, Bud. In most vampire materials, there is a fieldman kind of character who seems to like vampires, though he isn't one himself.
Theater term, Doug.
What's that?
That's known as an archetype.
Archetype. Now that is something I want to talk more about because we haven't seen a lot of our main character, which is the vampire in the title, the one who's supposed to dance, Count von Krolok. Since it is Halloween and we're doing a story about vampires, I think it's kind of important to talk about all the monsters that surround us on a daily basis, Bud.
But what other kinds of monsters are there, Doug?
Well, we've been talking about vampires, but I want to talk about something else. A different kind of vampire. An emotional vampire, because some vampires suck you of your blood, sure, but what about the vampires that suck you of your essence?
And they're all around us.
Yes!
Several in my family.
Well, it's interesting that perhaps we see it more regularly than we realize, just like in Transylvania, which is the story of Dance of the Vampires in Act 1, Scene 5. What's happening there, Bud?
Sarah's room. The shutters fly open and Sarah sits up in bed. Hello? Hello? Is somebody there? Jonathan? As if hypnotized, she sings her theme and takes the cross from around her neck. Krolok appears magically and sings to convince her to come to one of his balls.
A good nightmare comes so rarely, while ordinary dreams are so easy to find. Good nightmare comes so rarely, I'll show you yours if you'll show me mine. It's me.
Who are you?
It's me.
Help me, Almighty God.
God has left the build. Do I have to do this again? We have a rendezvous, remember?
Remind me.
The total eclipse of La Luna and your birthday ball at my castle.
A good nightmare comes so rarely, while ordinary dreams are so easy to find. A good nightmare comes so rarely, I'll show you yours if you show me mine. You can choose to stay here, be a good wife some fine day. But will it ever be enough? You know that it'll never be enough. You can work and pray here till you're fat and old and gray. But will it ever be enough? You know it'll never be enough. It's not enough to make your yearning go away. It's not enough to light your tired eyes. It's not enough to put some passion in a dreary day. Everything that they told you was nothing but lies. Everything that they bought you was nothing but bribes. And I know that you want more. All you wanted was a piece of the night. So come along and take your share. Stop your searching everywhere, 'cause the answer's here. I invite you to the ball of your life, of your life. A good nightmare comes so rarely, while ordinary dreams are so easy to see. A good nightmare comes so rarely. I'll show you yours if you'll show me mine.
Wow.
It's such a beautiful moment for me.
Whoa, you were just on fire there.
My coffin nearly fell on me.
Let's see if we can't prop it up.
That's a great idea, Bud. Bud, I just want to stop for a moment there, pretty much the end of Act 1, and tell you how important this story is for me personally. Just for someone who sometimes feels every morning like they're crawling out of a grave just to get through the day. Playing a vampire just makes me feel like perhaps there's hope for me, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I see what you're saying, Doug, and how it definitely would affect you and your life. Doug's had problems.
Well, you know, we all have. Yes. So now, speaking of problems, the end of Act 1 brings about a conflict, doesn't it, Bud?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Similar to the pet store that I live above. And now Alfred is outside, and he runs in, and he addresses Krolok. Sarah, who is that with you? Sarah, are you there?
Will you come with me, Sarah?
Yes, I'll come.
Sarah, open up the door. Alfred is pounding.
Swear to me.
I swear it.
On your father's grave.
My father isn't dead yet.
Swear to me on your father's grave anyway.
I swear it on my father's grave, I'll come.
Until tomorrow, then. And be punctual.
Krolok magically disappears. Alfred storms in through the door, and Sarah falls back on her bed dramatically. The music ends. There's a scene shift. Act 1, Scene 7. The inn. It's nighttime. Sarah enters. She's coming down the stairs carrying a small traveling bag.
Reading a note. My dear parents, I'm so sorry, but I must go to meet life. I hope you don't take that personally. I will love you forever. Your dearest Sarah. She has second thoughts. No, I can't. She throws the note into the fire. Hello? Hello, is somebody there?
Alfred enters. Sarah, thank God you're all right.
But is it safe?
Oh, what are you talking about?
Alfred, you have to help me. For God's sake, help me, please.
But why? Why, Sarah?
Because you love me and you shouldn't. I'm not the person you thought I am.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm bad. I'm evil. I'm corrupted through and through. I'm riddled with desire. Goodbye, my love.
She starts to go, but Alfred stops her. I know where you're going, Sarah. That stops her. You've been tempted by a beast. But Sarah, no. He's taken your father.
My father? Papa? I don't believe it.
He's probably killed your father, or even worse.
I don't believe it, I tell you. I must go.
She starts out again, but Alfred stops her. For God's sake, I beg of you, Sarah, do not do this. If not for God's sake, then for our sake. For I love you with all of my being. We are of one blood, remember? Single but conjoined.
I felt that too, yes. Somehow I feel that you and I are meant for each other for all eternity.
If I was braver than I am, I would take you somewhere. I would run away with you right now. They kiss.
Oh, Alfred.
Alfred, yes.
Oh, yes, Alfred. My Alfred.
That's right. Let's do this.
Alfred, that was only our first kiss.
Our first of many. No, I mean, let's run away from here right now. Anywhere. We have got the whole world to run to. I will never sleep. Every night I'll be with you. There is so much on your mind that I don't know. There are times I want to run, times I want to hide, things I haven't done, things I cast aside, so many things to try, so many things denied. There's no denying sooner or later I knew I could run now. Sooner or later it's finally come now.
How can we fly like the angels in the sacred air, higher and higher above the world and all its cares?
Everybody's ready to fly, but the storms are never very far. And I wish my life was shining like a star, but the fears are never very far. We always seem so much braver than we ever are. We always dream we'd be braver, but we never are.
I need you so much.
I need
get so much of your touch.
I am sick of this place and this cold. I don't want to get old without living. I am tired of doing just what I'm told. I want more than what anyone's giving. I will never sleep. Now my heart has been awakened to feel the yearning of a single perfect touch. I can't afford to wait. All the magic will be taken. I don't want to lose it. There could never be too much. There are times I've got to run, times I've got to hide, things I've left undone, things I've cast aside, so many things to try, so many things denied. All I know is sooner or later I wanted a chance now. Sooner or later, here I can dance now.
The scene explodes outwardly, revealing Sarah's ballroom fantasy. It's beautiful. It's red.
great.
There
Light
are red
shifts.
boots everywhere.
Fogs come
There's
in from
fog
both
everywhere.
sides.
Flying dancers through the
And they
air.
roll in
Some of them are being just
mirrors,
suspended by this weird sort of
dragged across the
trapeze
space
thing. It's
wildly,
just a beautiful thing, and some of them
glitter
have makeup
ricochets
on.
and shoots off the
Absolutely.
walls.
And then at the peak of this dance, Sarah, flying high above it all, sings.
Weightlessly free, I'll be reborn if I only dare. Limitlessly, there'll be no more boundaries anywhere.
Krolok appears out of nowhere.
How can we fly like the night birds in the darkened air? Higher and higher above the world and all its cares. We'll get away, away from here.
The ball fades. The inn returns. The music is perpetually continuing. Sarah speaks to herself.
I'm sorry, Alfred. I swore to go. I have to.
Sarah runs out in a tizzy as Alfred enters and says, I couldn't find Sarah. Well, I couldn't find her. Sarah! There she goes! Sarah, no! Don't go! Act 1, Scene 8, the Castle Gate and Drawbridge. This is it, the big moment at the end of Act 1. Okay, so finally, Alfred, Abronzius, Magda, Rebecca, the villagers, pretty much everyone in the cast, even the stage managers, everyone is running out on stage at this moment.
People from other shows.
They just came across the street. They just showed up. It's like, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf
In
comes
costume.
into Dance with the Vampires. It's very meta. All of a sudden, Krolok is standing there triumphant at the base of his castle, and he sings,
Come with me and bless the night. Let the darkness be your salvation.
curse the day, escape the light, break the chains of imagination.
Come with me and we'll know love. We will show you and we will teach you. Take my hand and learn from us. We will touch you and we will reach you, and you will live forever. You will live forevermore.
Krolok goes in with Sarah, and as the castle drawbridge begins to go up, Magda and Rebecca race in. Alfred and Abronzius get caught and dangle from the drawbridge, sliding in just in time. The gate slams shut with a clang. Curtain.
End of Act 1.
Whoa.
Well, I need a break. What about you?
Oh yeah, I could use a little stretch and send you guys to the restroom too.
Absolutely, and if you need that, here's a few minutes of our decor to set our ambiance here at Halloween time with Doug and Bud.
Dumpkins, wholesome hearts, sweet and free. We'll sink your schemes, destroy your dreams. We'll shred your hopes and steal your means. Unravel all your seams. We're nasty little bees. We're Drunken Pumpkins. Drunken Pumpkins. Look out, loser, here we come again. Your destruction means for us a happy Halloween. Pumpkins, 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 pumpkins.